Samsung just dropped the Galaxy Z Fold 8, and if you've ever thought, I want my phone to feel like a pocket-sized computer, this might be the year that dream finally makes sense. In this video, we're going to walk through what's new and what actually matters for everyday life. The design, screens, cameras, performance, battery, and who this phone is really for. No hype, no fluff, just a clear breakdown, so by the end of these 6 minutes, you'll know whether the Fold 8 deserves a spot in your pocket. The first thing you notice is the hardware. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 is slimmer, lighter, and less brick-like than earlier models. Folded, it finally feels closer to a normal premium smartphone instead of a chunky experiment. Unfolded, and you get that mini tablet vibe, but this time with thinner bezels and a flatter frame that feels solid and secure in the hand. Samsung has refined the hinge again, so opening and closing feels smoother, with less wobble and a more satisfying snap when it's fully open. The crease in the middle of the inner screen is still there if you go looking for it, but in day-to-day use it fades away quickly, especially when the display is lit up. The overall look is premium and modern, with glass and metal that give it a serious, professional style you'll feel comfortable pulling out anywhere, from the office to a coffee shop. The outer display is finally something you can actually use comfortably all day. It's still tall but not awkwardly narrow, so typing, texting, and scrolling through apps like Instagram, TikTok, and X feels natural instead of cramped. If you want, you can easily live on the cover screen alone, but the real magic happens when you open it. The inner display is large, bright, and extremely smooth, thanks to a high refresh rate that makes everything from gaming to scrolling look fluid. Watching YouTube, Netflix, or sports on this screen feels closer to using a small tablet than a phone. Colors are rich, HDR content looks impressive, and the boosted brightness means you can use it comfortably even outdoors in strong sunlight. Reading, gaming, and streaming all feel more immersive, simply because you're working with so much more screen real estate. Under the hood, the Fold 8 is powered by the latest flagship processor from Qualcomm, tuned especially for Samsung, paired with plenty of RAM and fast storage. Translated into everyday use, that means apps launch quickly, heavy games run smoothly, and multitasking doesn't slow things down. And multitasking is where this phone really starts to separate itself. Samsung software takes full advantage of the large inner screen with split-screen apps, floating windows, and a taskbar at the bottom. So jumping between apps feels closer to using a laptop than a phone. You can watch YouTube on one side while taking notes on the other, respond to messages while checking email, or keep a browser, chat app, and document open all at once. For creators, remote workers, and students, this phone can genuinely replace a small tablet or even a light laptop for certain tasks. Add in tighter integration with Windows computers for features like sync notifications and quick file transfers, and it becomes a powerful companion device if you're already using a PC. Cameras on foldables are always under the microscope, but Samsung clearly wants you to think of the Galaxy Z Fold 8 as a serious content creation tool, not just a tech toy. The main camera system delivers sharp, colorful photos with strong dynamic range that keeps highlights and shadows nicely balanced. In good light, images look crisp and vibrant, the way you'd expect from a high-end Samsung device. Low-light performance has improved as well, with cleaner images and less noise compared to older foldable generations. What really changes the experience is the design. You can use the big inner display as a huge viewfinder for photos and videos, which makes framing your shots way easier. You can also prop the phone halfway open on a table for hands-free video, TikToks, Reels, or video calls without needing a separate stand or tripod. There's also the option to show your subject a live preview on the cover screen while you shoot with the main camera on the back, which is great for vloggers and anyone filming people. For anyone who creates a lot of social content, this combination of cameras and form factor is genuinely useful. Battery life is a major concern on devices with large, bright displays. And Samsung has clearly spent time optimizing power use. With the new processor and smarter battery management, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 is built to comfortably handle a full day of mixed use. Social media, email, messaging, streaming video, and some camera work. If you're a heavy user who's constantly on 5G, gaming, and filming, you'll still want to charge every night. But this is no longer the half-day battery story that earlier foldables sometimes had. Charging speeds are solid, letting you top up quickly before heading out, and you still get wireless charging plus reverse wireless charging. So you can drop your earbuds or smartwatch on the back of the phone for a quick boost when you're on the go. Durability is where a lot of people hesitate with foldables, and Samsung has been steadily addressing that with each generation. The Fold 8 brings tougher outer glass, a more robust aluminum frame, and a hinge that's better protected against dust and small particles. It also keeps strong water resistance for a folding phone, which still feels impressive when you think about how many moving parts are involved. Is it as carefree as a traditional single-screen phone? Not quite. You still have a flexible inner display and a hinge to think about. But compared to the early days of foldable phones, this feels like a mature product that's actually ready for everyday use. You can toss it in a bag, carry it around all day, and use it as your main phone without constantly worrying. Pair that with trade-in offers and protection plans from carriers and Samsung, and it becomes much easier to treat the Fold 8 like a true daily driver instead of a fragile luxury item. So who should actually buy the Galaxy Z Fold 8? If you mostly text, scroll social media, and take casual photos, a regular flagship phone will probably serve you just fine and cost less. But if you love multitasking, if you work from your phone, if you're always watching videos, reading, or juggling multiple apps at once, the Fold 8 starts to make a lot of sense. It's made for people who want more space for documents, notes, and entertainment without carrying a separate tablet, and for creators who want a built-in mini monitor and flexible shooting angles for photos and video. In a world where streaming, remote work, and mobile content creation are more important than ever, this is one of the few phones that can honestly replace two devices at the same time. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 isn't just a cool folding gadget anymore. It's a refined, powerful device that finally feels ready for real, everyday life. If you've been watching foldables from the sidelines and waiting for the right moment, this might be the year that making the switch actually feels smart instead of risky. If this breakdown helped you decide, hit subscribe for more straightforward tech coverage, and jump into the comments to tell me. Would you actually carry a folding phone like this every day, or are you sticking with a traditional flagship for now?